Hey, and welcome back to this series on the Grand Final puzzles from 2016's Times Sudoku Championship. This is the third puzzle, so let's see if the techniques we've been working with also get us through this one reasonably smoothly. Okay, and the first thing to note about this one is that it didn't really make much progress at all, either from a notational standpoint or from a actually getting numbers into the grid standpoint. I think there's only a single 8 I've spotted so far as that you can immediately fill in. So now we're probably going to have to look at rows and columns that contain a lot of digits. So there's 2 here that have 5 digits already. 1, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and we can see that means that if we look at row 6, the only place a 5 can go is in this square, so we need to fill that in. That looks like it might be a way in. That's going to give us a 1 here as well. Okay, there's a 2 there, so there's a 2 that can go here. Oh yeah, that does help. So this is a 2 here. That gives us a 2 here and a 4 here. And now I think 5 can only appear here in this box. 5. Okay, and this is a good actual opportunity to talk about one of the most advanced techniques you tend to find in the daily puzzles. It's known by a variety of names. The name I'm most familiar with is the X-Wing, so called after the Star Wars spaceship. And the technique involves trying to identify within 2 different rows or 2 different columns aligned cells that can only contain a single digit. And the best way to illustrate what I mean here is to look at the example that I found in this puzzle. So if we look at column 6 and we think about where in the column we could place a 4, I think it should be fairly obvious that there are only 2 candidates here. I'll put them both in. It's not strict notation we're using, but you can see that 4 could go in the top cell, and it could go in the middle cell, but it can't go here because of this 4, it can't go here because of this 4 and this 4. So there are 2 positions this 4 can go. And now let's try and do the same exercise with column 8. So again, the 4 could go here, it can't go here, it can't go here, so it could go here. Now, what this means, it's a similar thing to the techniques we've used in the other puzzles, it's just harder to spot, is that the 4s, once this puzzle is completed, either the 4 will be here and here, or the 4s will be there and there. But in either case, there is no way that a 4 appears anywhere else in row 1 or in row 5. Now that, as it happens, is really useful because with our notation we've noted that in column 1 we have this 4, 7 here. So that this cell and this cell is either 4 or 7. So we now know this cannot be a 4. This has to be a 7. This has to be the 4, as otherwise the so-called X-wing here, so it's referring to sort of the cross shape you'd make if you were to draw lines between the 4s. Otherwise that would be broken. So quite an interesting and difficult thing, and this puzzle certainly feels to me like several degrees harder than the first 2. there's only one place left. We can put a 4 here. This has to be a 4. This has to, so you can see now that the puzzle is now it's basically solved now. In the sense it's given up its secrets and everything's going in very smoothly. So interesting. Let's have a look at the final puzzle, which I'll do in a separate video. But this certainly was one of the most interesting that we've seen so far.